like a pro. You thought.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Brandi Beauty TV. Look, guys, I hope y'all had an amazing holiday season. I know I did. By the time Thanksgiving came around, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take off the remainder of the year and just relax. Obviously, I was still working in the salon. I had a very, very, very busy holiday season. We had a lot of clients. And I even got to meet some of my fellow YouTube subscribers. A couple of people did schedule an appointment, so that was really, really exciting. So it feels so good to be back in the swing of things. I'm really excited for 2023, and I just want to say a huge thank you to all of our new subscribers here. Like, y'all, our community is really, really growing. It's all about healthy hair here, options, so people can see that, hair care and natural hair is not just one dimensional. There's so many different things that you can do to it. And I love to be able to share my art with you guys. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently, y'all. Looks like we are almost to 2,000 subscribers. That is a milestone. So I am super excited about that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So this here is my client, Taylor. She has made an appearance on this channel a couple times, but we're getting ready to switch it up. So today we are taking her ginger, and y'all, I did so many ginger transformations around the fall time. Like, ginger is such a popular color, but around the cooler months here in Georgia, at least, ginger is such a popular tone. But what most fail to realize is that there is not just one ginger. There are so many different kinds of categories that ginger falls into. You could be more auburn, you could be more copper, you could be more ginger. And I always try to let my clients know the intensity of each one, because obviously we give them these colorful names, ginger and mustard and, so on and so forth. Auburn. Those are really nice names to give them. But really what a ginger is, it's like a copper gold. That's really what it is. And when you think of copper, you really are thinking of more orange. So gingers tend to have like a equal balance of both. They tend to have a little bit of more gold in it and an equal balance of copper too. So in Taylor's case today, she already has some pre-existing hair color, but it has grown out so much and we have cut out a lot of her hair color. So I am going to pre-lighten her hair today, and I am using Pulp Riot lightener, the regular bleach lightener, and the 20 volume developer. And the reason why I'm choosing to pre-lighten is because with gingers, yes, you can apply it to dark hair as is, and you can just do like a single process. But when you really want it to show up like really, really vibrant, you have to go in and pre-lighten. And so I didn't want her to get too light. I wanted her to still have some yellow, some warmth, so that when I go to apply that ginger, it has something to hold on to. So here I am applying her color, well, the actual field color that we're using. But look, y'all, so let me tell you what happened. Let me just go ahead and just let it be known. So in the midst of coloring Taylor's hair, I went to the beauty supply store, the professional beauty supply store. I went there, I think that morning of, maybe the day before, something like that. Anyways, I was just so happened to just be browsing around, and I saw 7cc. Now, anytime you see a double letter, that means the intensity is going to be extreme, right? So let me tell y'all. So I went in. This is me applying this color right now. I was like, I'm going to apply this 7cc. And I think this is going to get us to our desired tone. Now, looking at 7cc on a swatch in the store, it was just such a beautiful ginger, right? But it was not on pre-lightened hair. Now, Taylor's hair is pre-lightened. But lo and behold, y'all, I got Taylor to the shampoo bowl after that color got through processing, and we turned her into Jessica Rabbit. Oh my God. Oh my God. I turned my honey into a legit Jessica Rabbit doll, and I was like, Taylor, I could fix this. I just said, look, I don't think this is what we're going for. And we were just like cracking up about it. But I was like, oh my God, this came up just way, way, way more intense than what I thought that it was going to be. And so I was like, yeah, we're going to have to fix that. So what I did was, and this is why I always urge people to understand, when you aspire, when cosmetologists or future cosmetologists aspire to dip and dabble into color and decide to lean more towards the colorist side of cosmetology, you cannot just get caught up in the aesthetics. You have to understand the science, because when you understand the science, you can fix just about anything. Just about. Now, there's always the exception to the rule, okay? But most of the time, you can fix just about anything. So let me tell you what I did. So her hair was bright as it was just bright as I don't know what. Geez, I don't even have a suitable comparison. It was so intimidating, though. I will say that, because I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is not what I was going for. So what I did was, in a hair color, a lot of what we do is basically just neutralizing, right? So to neutralize basically means to just cancel out unwanted warmth. And we know that every warm color has a cool color that will neutralize it, basically give it to a more suitable wearable tone. So we know that green neutralizes red, blue neutralizes orange, and violet neutralizes yellow. Well, her hair was clearly very, very, very orange. So what I did was I had a 7T. Now stay with me now. Level 7, because her hair was still at a level 7, because that's what I deposited to. But I didn't want to take her darker. We just wanted to get rid of that color. We just needed to neutralize it, get a little bit softer. So I was browsing around, and I always keep opposite tones in my color arsenal. I stay well stocked. So I always have violet based things, blue based things, green based things. I always have those things lying around, because you never know when you might need to neutralize something. A client might want something a little bit cooler, might want something a little bit warmer. I mean, you just always have to make sure you stay well stocked. So I took the 7T, and that is in the Redken Demis, the acidic ones, and I use a splash of 7CB, which stands for copper brown, and the 7T stands for titanium. And that titanium is like, that undertone is the underlying pigment in that is blue. And so, being that her hair was orange, I needed something blue to cancel out all of that warmth that we saw. So I put a little bit of that 7CB in it too, just to keep some of the warmth there, because I didn't want the 7T to cool it down too much, because it would have. So by the time I mix that up and put it on top of it, we got to our desired shade. Boom, we fixed it. So I always urge everybody to my clients, first of all, in the salon, that look, we're going to get you as close as we can to your desired hair color, whatever, because you only can pretty much typically you only get 70% of what you see, because you don't know what anybody else mixed up. You don't know the formulas and stuff. So a lot of this is sometimes guesswork. And then also everybody's starting point is not the same. So we try our best to get people to their target color. Sometimes that requires multiple sessions. Sometimes it doesn't, it's normally like a case by case basis. But at any rate, I was super, super happy that we were able to achieve this color. I was so happy that I fixed it. And I was just like, okay, so all my knowledge, all my schooling was not in vain. When they were shoving tetrabray colors, primary colors, secondary colors down our throat, this is why. Because I needed to understand that science so that I could correct this. Because, what most people go do? This color too brown. I'm just going to go put some black on it or put some brown on it. And I'm like, no. We can fix this. Not a big deal. And it came out beautiful. It came out so good. Okay, y'all. So after I shampooed Taylor, I did go in, and after I toned her again, I went in with my Cure Intensive Repair Mask to ensure that we continue to build her bonds, because anytime you pre-lighten the hair and you are going blonde, you have to restore everything that you removed from the hair structure. And blonde, when you go lighter, the hair structure is a little bit more compromised and it is weaker. Now, this also kind of made her hair feel like it was slightly texturized, because it broke down her curl pattern a little bit. So she went from like a tighter curl pattern to more of like a wave, and it turned out so pretty. I really did like it. So I didn't really have to go in and press her hair hard at all. Like, it was already kind of soft, and that was due to us pre-lightening it. So I just had to make sure that we built those bonds back up. And I also used a little bit of the Matrix B5. It's like a protein spray. And so that also aids in keeping that hair shaft nice and strong. There are so many other different products you can use too. K18 has been pretty popular for the last couple years, at least to my knowledge. And maybe they have been around a little bit longer, but I have just heard of them maybe like a couple years ago. And they're pretty well known too, as well as Olaplex. Everybody know that's like an industry standard. But the difference between Olaplex and the K18 that I've heard is that K18 has a more permanent solution to building the bonds, whereas Olaplex's technology is more semi-permanent, which causes you to have to keep reapplying it over and over again, like through each process. So I don't know. I guess I might have to try that out. All in all, if you know what you're doing, like if the hair is over processed, it's just going to be over processed, period. Like, no amount of solution or products is going to fix that. Like, if the hair is trash, it's just trash. You're going to have to cut it, start all over, whatever. But in those cases, like Taylor, for instance, if I wanted to use products of that sort, I could, and it would benefit in a case like this because her hair, the molecular structure isn't broken down so much to the point that it is severely compromised. So I feel like in these cases, this is where you see the benefit of that way more. So anyways, color came out beautiful. It's just flawless. It's the perfect amount of vibrance that I was looking to achieve. Not that intense, tertiary, bold, extreme strawberry red that we had kind of color. Yeah, that was just ooh, y'all, that was a lot going on. I wish y'all should have seen me in that salon scrambling, looking for that 7T. I was like, it's got to be in here. It's got to be in here, because I will leave and go to the store and go buy it, because she cannot leave the salon like that. Now, I'm sure there probably would have been one or two on the street that would have like, oh my God, I love your hair color, but that ain't what we wanted. Anyways, here we are. We are now to the styling portion, and this is one of the most important parts of a hair service, is the finish, because what uses it to get everything else right and then you don't have the cherry on top? The finish is so important. So I use a little bit of a soft hold hairspray, my Kenra number 9, and I am just taking this is like, what is this iron? My Prima 3500. I believe this is the 1-inch iron. Yes, this is the 1-inch iron. And I'm just taking that through and going real slow, making sure I get an even glide, even pass through the plate, because she was going for a nice softly feathered look, and I was like, okay, I didn't want my other iron because I would have had to do too much wrist work, whereas this one, the plates are already kind of sleek like that, so it kind of did the work for me, where it's like my one is kind of domed, the rounded plates, that one just, you got to really be with the flick of the wrist with that, and I wasn't in the mood to be fiddling with it. So here's our end result, and it just turned out so good. I was so pleased with the end result. It was well worth it, and it just has such a nice sheen, so much body in it. Y'all ever seen like pre-lighten hair that it look crunchy? You know what I'm saying? Like it got like that dry look to it or whatever. Okay, well, this ain't that, all right? And reason being is because we know the limits. We know just how far to go. And it's very important to take account of your client and feel their hair. If it's like super dry and it's already lacking like a luster and stuff, you might need to wait a couple appointments before they can be a candidate for this kind of color. Because if you come in a salon with dry hair, if you do any kind of processes like this, it's going to be even drier, and you will experience breakage and shedding and those kinds of things. And if you don't have good habits and a good regimen, I always tell people you might want to stay away from this kind of stuff, because this kind of color is not for everybody. Like Taylor's a candidate because she is on a regular salon regimen. She does right at home. She uses great products at home. She stays on top of her game. She allows me to trim her ends as often as I need to make sure that her ends stay sealed, and all those things matter. They really do. And so you could just see this color. It just looks so beautiful, and she was so excited, and I was like, oh, this is what I live for. This is what keeps me going. I love to see people excited about their hair. And she was literally like finna bust out in tears. And I told her she better not sit here and cry on this camera. Because she thought that she could only achieve this kind of color with a quick weave. I'm like, no. Natural hair is magical. We can do just about anything to our hair. And the proof is in the pudding. The details are here. You can see. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for continuing to grow with this channel, with this community. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't already, make sure you go check out some of my previous uploads. And we have a lot more to come. Y'all stay tuned. And for real, I will see y'all next week. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, okay? I mean, y'all been doing that anyway, but subscribe, all right? Share a couple videos, save a couple videos, but subscribe so you can stay abreast of all the new stuff we got coming, so you can be a part of the fam, all right? I'll see y'all in my next video.